this is brief introduction to Kotlin. This is part 20 where I will try to summarize what we learned in previous videos. However, can be something new also in this video. First we will repeat a declaration of function. So keyword fun is used to declare a function. Here is the name of function, and inside of brackets we have parameters of function a and b. They are type of int. Inside of curly brackets we have body of function, and after colon actually we are indicating which type value it returns. So in this case it's type of int, and here is a return keyword after what we can have a result of this function. And the next is lambda function, is another way of declaring a function, which can be very useful when we using the so-called higher order function, where the parameters can be another functions. So this case can be used. Here we see inside of brackets the type int parameter, and then the result should be type of int, and here in curly brackets the body of this function, which says that it adds 1 to the parameter. And then arrays of type of string here we see, and we're declaring an array type of string, and we initializing that array type of string with the function array of. So array of returning that instance of array of type of string in this case, and we are adding there, we are initializing it with the following parameters values, their strings. And next we are declaring a mutable list type of int, and we are initializing it with the function mutable list of, and we are assigning to items of that list as you see those elements. And the next here we have an example of using a filter. So in this case filter, it's applied for the list, and this function is available for many other structured data types like strings, arrays, and so on in Kotlin. It's a really very useful because a little code we can do a lot. This case here, we inside of curly brackets we're indicating a condition for the filter, which means that it will choose items according to this condition, and it is the reference to items of the list. In this case it chooses where a reminder of division by 2, so it will divide that each item of the list by 2, and if that reminder, here is the sign of a reminder of that division, is equal to 0, then they will be included. So and then another case is here is a function map, which changing the content of that list by actually tripling the items of that map by 3. So it's multiplying to 3 each item. And then classes. So here we see just an empty class shape, just nothing, keyword, class, and name. Next is class rectangle with parameters of w and h, and their immutable type of parameters type of int. And then inside of body of this class there is properties which are assigned those parameters, and this is actually itself is a primary constructor of the class. So inside of the curly brackets we have parameters of a constructor of this primary constructor of this class, And then if you want to have instance of this class, we are initializing it with these numbers, and in this case that the rec will be instance of this an object, or the instance of this rectangle class with the following these values. Then data class. So data class, it's a class, and use this keyword data, and there is no big differences between regular classes and data classes, except for that there is first of all set of functions which are automatically created by the compiler when we declare this data class. And here, as you see, we have a data class, and then we are initializing it with these values, and Alex, and then a number 32. And then we have here instance of this class. It's an object. Then we can actually print it. And as I told that it has a set of functions like toString, equals, copy, and like hash code and so on. In this case, if we omit toString and then we just print that person object, it will actually print these one. So because it's automatically will apply toString function to it. Also, another way actually to get to print basically the content of that object is using this way inside of brackets the values, and then it in this case it automatically assign corresponding fields of this class to the corresponding variables. This case name and age. So to the name it will assign this Alex, and to the age number 32, because person has those fields. And we actually directly can print this in this way. And then the constructor and companion objects. So class can have as I said primary constructor, and we can add initializer blocks inside of that class. Actually, there can be multiple initializer blocks, and they will be executed immediately when we are initializing these class. So they are adding code to the primary constructor. Like here, these will be executed first. If you would inside of this body class, we would move it down, it still will be first executed because it's part of the primary constructor of this class. Then we have function here with name print tester, which just prints a string, for example, and then we have companion object. Companion object is very similar to Java static function. So here is inside of these curly brackets we can have a functional properties which can be statically accessed, which means that we can use the name of class shape, and after dot basically the name of this function, and use it inside of our code. So another thing is that in Kotlin we can declare separately any object and then use it, and also directly statically using the name of that object, because it's already object, it's not a class, no need to initialize it, it's automatically initialized. And then after dot go comes the name of, for example, function, which is inside of that object, or any other parameters and so on. Like here we can, for example, we can simply use first the object keyword, and then comes object name, and then curly brackets where is body of the object, where we can actually let's say have some declare some lambda function. It can be type of, for example, int, and then it returns also int, and here inside of curly brackets a body of that lambda function. Let's say it's um, just calculating square of that number, and then if we want to use this object, we use the object name, and here we have, actually if we run here, it will not do anything because this is actually, in this case, this is not a it's just name of function, and this is an object, function object. However, it doesn't show error also, but this is totally no use for this. But we want to see a result, so if we put here inside of print, and as you see, it's a function, it's a type function, but we want to execute that function, so we have to give a parameter. Now let's say 3, for example. Yeah, so it should, yeah, it prints 9, obviously, because it's multiplying 3 to 3. Square of 3 is 9. So this is an object. So why to use object? I think it's in case if we don't want to declare entirely a new class, we can actually simply just create a object, small object, and then use it. And so thank you for watching this video, uh, and hopefully it's it was useful, and any questions and comments, I will happy to answer questions and read the comments. Thank you very much. Bye.